All right. Let me move stuff out of the way. I don't need this anymore. Anything else I do not need here? And that should be good to go. I think that's all I need. Hopefully. Alright. Anyways, guys, welcome to another live stream. Or if you're watching this in the future, once it's uploaded, welcome to another video here. Today, I'm gonna be just looking at bugs, I guess, as usual on this live, and if there's time I can start implementing something new. But yeah, welcome. If you guys are new here, this is Jojo Dev. I'm currently working on an indie game, which is why we're here at the moment, and we're just fixing bugs. So let's get started, shall we? Let me reduce the music. All right, I think that should be good to go. So let's go to the Trello board. That's the usual thing that we do here. Just going through a Trello board and finding to see if we have anything that we need to do. All right, so let's go through the bugs. So here, as usual, we have these crash when the editor or the game is closed, which is something that is a very low priority right now. So I'm not going to be looking into it, especially since it doesn't give me much information in the logs. One thing I can try to do is probably run the editor in verbose and see maybe that gives me more logs. So that's an option that we can do, but it doesn't happen. It happens mostly when I've been having Godot open for a long time. If I open Godot and then close it, it doesn't happen, or usually doesn't happen. But anyway, if another character NPC besides the player enters the interaction region, the player can't interact with it, even though we can try this today if you want. You know, we'll add this to the list of things that we can do. Procedure generation not working correctly near village/farm locations on the right side. Yeah, so we mentioned that. I'm probably not going to be doing that today. That requires a lot more thinking and thought process that requires more time than I am online here or on live. Transitioning to a new chunk will freeze for a second. Yes, that's what we talked about the A star. When it's trying to go to the new chunk, it has to initialize the path. One maybe minor optimization I can do, because right now what I do is every time it goes to a new chunk, it clears the path and redoes and reinitialize the entire grid again, all those 9 chunks. So instead, what I can do is remove all the ones that were all the chunks that got removed and only initialize the ones that got added in. So that's a possibly potential minor optimization that I can do, so that way I don't have to like reinitialize the entire grid or all the 9 grids again. But let's see, so that's not possible. When slot is active in the hotbar, when you rearrange the inventory UI, it doesn't deselect the slot. Okay, so I remember fixing this, so we'll try and see if we can get that see if it's still happening. Nearby items UI doesn't clear out when adding the last item. So this one is when, you know, that new UI I added in stream, when there's multiple items nearby and you open the UI for it to pick up and add certain items. If you add all of them into your inventory, it doesn't clear out correctly. So if you add the last one in that list, so I have to make sure that we clear out the UI or close the UI when that happens. And crash when there's enemies in the outer world the moment you go and enter and exit a dungeon. Okay, cool. Most likely we'll test this one first, because this is probably an easy one to check out right now. This is probably a second one, and then we'll go through this list. I did add some new ones that if there's time in this stream or in the next stream, is for avatar creator and manager. The avatar creator is the one when you create a new game. So let's run it real quick. Let's run it real quick, and then I can show you what I'm talking about. So in here, right in the title screen, when we create a new game, I want to be able to, you know, customize this avatar in here, and you can select the colors you want for the eyes, the hair, and all that kind of stuff. So that is the avatar creation. So that's what I mean. I would like to add that in that UI here, and also be able to have a manager to keep track of the selection that that you've selected at the beginning, so it keeps track of it, so that any other places that I need it to use the colors, such as let's go into the game real quick. Such as in here, since right now it's wrong. So I would like to have that manager so that it remembers and keeps track of the colors and everything that the avatar got selected from the user. It'll be setting here. So that's what I mean by that. But cool. I think that's it. That's basically two. And then maybe another one will be quests. I need a quest manager so there could be quests in this game and be able to, you know, to be able to do stuff in this game. So that's 3 new things I added into this list. I changed it to be to-dos now since I uploaded my devlog yesterday. So that is already done. Give me 1 segundo. And then we can jump it in and trying to test out those bugs right now. Alright. Cool. Alright, so let's test those bugs. Let's test this one. The slots. So what that means is that if I were to select, let's see, the torch, if I were to rearrange it, sometimes the active would not work. And I fixed that already, but we'll test it out. Maybe this still sometimes it happens when I'm in live, the bugs still happen out of nowhere. So we'll test that out right now. So if I were to switch it over, now you can see that it's working, like the active transfers correctly. So sweet. And I can turn it off in any place. And the same thing happens in here. Just making sure that everything works. Actually should. So cool. So we can say that that is technically fixed. Actually, you know what? Let's try one thing here. That if I were to select this and I switch it over to this, yeah, that's fine. That works for me. And then revert it back. Cool. Cool. So we can mark that as done. That it is done. So do that and do this. And we can move it over the bottom, I guess. Why should I keep the bottom new? I guess we can do that next time. We'll move the new ones on top. Alright, so let's look into this nearby items UI, which I have not done. So I know I haven't fixed that at all, so I'll fix it in here. So let's drop some items in here. Let's drop, and then exit and bring this UI. So if I were to add all of these, well, actually, you know what? I need to wait. Hold on. Let's do some because I need to have it empty because I'm not able to add the last item. So let's just drop my sword there for now. And then in here, we'll drop the rest. Because I need an empty slot to pick up everything. So that's why I did that. I probably should add a debug option to increase my inventory size. But that's where we're at right now. So let's pick it up. Let's pick up all these items. I probably should have a like QOL here and say add all if I wanted to. That's an option. So if I were to add this, you notice that it doesn't actually add it. But if I look at my inventory, it's there already. And it's already gone in here, so I need to clear out that UI. Okay, so let's look into the code for that. Let me just close all the UI. What do they call it? Nearby items panel. So when I pick up all the items, I'll add item in here. If the nearby items is not empty, I guess if it is empty. Let me move this a little bit closer inside. Or move my thing here. Okay. Let's see. So else. What happened here? I believe this is where I want to do it, right? So if it's not empty in the nearby, because once I add it, I keep track of all the items that I got that still needs to be picked up and it's still on the ground. Yeah, I display those items again, but if it's gone, think I just call close. Make a call hide, but something else should be calling that. Let me see. So if I see find all references to this, anything connects to this at all? Here. There we go. So just double checking to see. And this one listens to this one here, which calls hide panel. And if I go to that, that sets it to visible. Do I need to call hide panel on this one too? Am I able to call that? No, right? Should I be calling it? Let me look. Let's go back. Should I be calling hide panel? Because we have a hat. I mean, the only thing we're doing is just disabling the name. Yeah, that should be fine. I should be able to just call close. Let's call close. And it's running. Yes, it is. Let me turn that off. And then we can build it. Okay, we'll try it again. We will try that again. All right, it is done. Let's go back in here, make sure it builds, and then we run it. Let me mute my phone. All right, so let's just drop, I don't know, somewhere around here. I don't want it to be too close. Probably too far, but it's fine. Let's just drop that. We don't need that right now. We'll come back to this log over here, and then we'll drop some more. So drop. Does this still work if I drag it outside? No. Okay. Cool. So we have the items there. We get the UI right now. And let's add. Let's add all of it. There we go. Let's go. On. Fixed. Fixed. Alright, so let's just drop this. I don't want it. And let me go get my... And I should have everything back in here. Sweet. Alright, so we can cut that out. We can say, hey, this is done. Fixing stuff today. And I'll just put it to the top. I don't have to scroll all the way down. Okay, the next thing I would like to test out is this one here. It's for NPC if it's nearby items. Well, we tested. Well, hold on. Let's what's the position of this? I'm gonna spawn an NPC in here. What is the location of this? So if I go here, there's my position. So if I take I don't know if the screen will freeze for you guys or not, but I'm just gonna do it real quick. Alright. I just wanted to do that really quickly and put this on the side so I remember. And we'll move the... Let's see which one is this. This is enemy and this is NPC. We'll activate it and move the position to that location, which is 340, 33, and negative 297.14. Cool. So I'll leave that there. And we'll spawn in PCC. I haven't used this spawner yet, so I don't know if it'll crash or not. But we'll find out. So I want to see if the NPC is on top of interactables, or will I still be able to interact with the item even though I'm not nearby it. Before that was a bug, and I believe I fixed it, but I have never tested it out. So that's what we're doing right now. And I I thought. Oh, there he is. Okay, so what happens if I drop an item here like this? So it's gone, but I actually wanted it to be on this one instead. So let's try it one more time. That's my bad. I forgot that I dropped it. So let's do that one more time real quick. There we go. Alright, so let's try that one last time. So if I dropped an item, it seems to work. I don't know if that was a bug before, so that's why I want to try it one more time. I'm making sure that it's actually not there. Negative 277.76. Alright, so let's run it one more time. Run it one last time. Fun Anime, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, live Fun Anime. Welcome. How are you guys? How you doing? All right. So while testing should spawn here, and no, now it looks like it's working. No interaction happening anymore. What happens if I interact with it? I think I should break because this NPC is random. Okay, nothing happens here. Nothing happens in here, so I'll leave it like that. Alright, so that bug is fixed. Let's go back to my Trello board and clear that out. I'm glad to be able to remove this out of here. And we can move it over here. The other one is crashes when enemies in outer world the moment you go into dungeons and exiting it. So we'll try that next. So let's disable this, enable back my NPCs. Let's see if we can figure that bug in here. Thank you so much, Fun Anime. I'm still working on the art style for this game, and I'm a programmer, not an artist. So some of this stuff I did create, and there's some that I did get from like free assets. So not everything is mine. Is this a survival kind of game? It's mostly I'm trying to make it a little bit more cozy, but very similar to like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, and kind of like Minecraft mixing together. So you have the aspects of be able to attack enemies. So if I were to move this over, you can attack enemies if you wanted to. But I'm still in the early stages right now. I think one thing that would change this game for sure is the art and the sounds. Definitely there's no sounds in this game just yet. I'm still working on that. But that's where we're at right now. Alright, so let's go into dungeons. Oh, yeah, did I kill all these guys? No, he's still there. Alright, so let's go into a dungeon right now. Alright, and I want to see the actual list here. Do I have enemies anywhere in here? It doesn't look like it. I do. That rain effect kind of gives out a horror vibe. That's kind of what I want to do a little bit. It's supposed to be a cozy game and kind of like mixed with other stuff too. I kind of want to give like a kind of suspenseful kind of vibe, but there's nothing here that could be jump scares or anything. I have no plans on doing that, but there might be some creepy stuff happening around the place if you pay attention. So maybe you see some like supernatural stuff happening, like people, or I don't know, creatures peeking out behind trees looking at you or something like that, but nothing like that will jump scare you. At least that's kind of what I would like to do as well. But anyways, what was I looking at? Okay, so there's no enemies here, but if I go out right now, it should crash. At least it did to me last time. Where's my pool manager actually? Pool, there you are. So do I have any enemies active right now? I don't. Oh, no, I don't have any enemies active right now. All right. So it didn't crash this time. It crashed for me the other time when I tried it. It definitely crashed on me. And your game really looks good. I would love to play it if you made it Android port. Sweet. Thank you so much. I do plan on releasing this on PC and mobile, so either iOS and Android. So I'll definitely, when it comes to a point when I start releasing the demo for this game, I would definitely love to have people to test this game. So stay tuned for that when the details come out. Alright, so we got the enemies over here. Let me try it one last time. If it doesn't crash, then I'm gonna say it's maybe okay. Like, it didn't crash on me last time. Okay, so let's go back out. Yeah, it didn't crash for me this time, so I guess we're good. I'll just leave it there just in case. I would like to try it again later at a different time. So I'll leave that. I'll leave this bug open for the time being, because it did crash on me last time. So any labels? Alright, I'll just leave it here. It's still on bugs. I don't want to completely move it out of the way and say it's fixed, because I didn't do anything. But anyway, the dark effect for the shadow also looks sick. I also tried a light kind of masking for my game, but your ones looks better. I should have also used something like it's a weird ghosty texture instead of a blank. Okay, I got it. So you're also working on the game too then, Fun on Anime? Actually, I would like to try it out. The other, let me drop my thing here. Just use my debug and let's add my dagger weapon here. I'll add my dagger and be able to attack this guy right now. Yeah, so for this game, it's also a day and night cycle. And each day, the weather can change to its regular. It can be a sunny day, a rainy day, or a windy day. So, it'll just depending. It'll depend on the day. So it's not always going to be raining all the time. A lot of different things can happen throughout the day. And today ended up being a rainy day here in the game. Oop. All right. Cool. The Keypogsia. Apologize if I mispronounced your name. Says the new player sprite looks fire. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot better than the other ones that I've added. There's a couple more animations I would like to add, and also be able to have a female version of this as well. Because for when I start creating an avatar creation, I would like to be able to, for you guys to select if it's going to be female or male for the gender. But I still need to create the sprites for the hair and all that. And all right. So what was the plan for today? So I fixed those bugs. That's actually a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Let's look at the Trello board right now. Let's look at Trello board. So there's nothing else I can try out. I'm gonna be doing this off screen because that's gonna take some time. So the other thing that I would like to just to start talking about, I guess, or if I have time to do, I don't know if I'll finish it if I start doing it now. To bring more life into the world, disable NPCs, is to be able to do this avatar creator thing that I was talking about. So the plan for this one is to be able to just go back to the game. So if we go back to the beginning, I'm still trying to think of what will be the layout for this UI right now. So if I go in here and press a new game, I want to create some type of creator in here where you're able to select, like, you know, the kind of character you want to have in here and the color and all of that. So where's my, let's do my sprite tool again here and see what we can do in here right now. Can I draw on top of this? Sweet. And I can undo it though, sadly. I have to use the eraser for that. So we're definitely gonna have some type of, maybe I'll move this around, or maybe I'll have it on the side, or maybe the character can be like around here, right? And then have all the buttons in here for like the hair color. Apologize for my handwriting here on the mouse. Hair color, maybe also hair type, because you could probably be able to select different types of hair, right? Hair type. And also I have options to be able to, the type of clothing that you have, you also be able to select the color that you want. So like for the top, that will be the color, and also type. So all of these stuff will have different type of things in here. For the top, pants, or bottoms, or whatever you want to call it. So same thing, right? Color and type. Same thing with the shoes and the eyes and all of those things that you're able to do. The shoes type and color and eyes. And that's basically all the options, right, that I have right now, right? I see hair, top, pants, shoes, and eyes. And not just them, maybe I also have buttons for defaults. So it randomly just chooses some stuff, right? So defaults, I have a couple buttons for that. But we can try and start doing this already. The only thing I'm also gonna need is, I don't know if I'm debating if I should have a color picker in here. Yeah, a hat option. It's actually an additional thing. So you're able to add, besides having like hair, top, pants, and shoes, and all of that, you're able to have stuff on top, and maybe you want to have it like a cape. Hat option also not definitely a good suggestion as well. That's actually good. But I was thinking also additional stuff like capes if someone wants to have a cape in here. So that is an option. Yeah, so for the color selection, since I can show you what it does, so the coloring already works. I just have to make it hook up to the UI right now. Yeah, capes would be banger. Yeah, definitely. Actually, I don't even need to be in game to show you that. So just open my player right now. I have a shader on this guy. If I make it face forward, let's go into the front. And if I go to all of this, so I have different sections of the characters for like the body. If you have, you know, the body color, the skin color, that's also an option. So you can change all the different colors for these guys. If I have the correct one here, hold on. I'm gonna have to use a different one here. Shader. There we go. So you can see this is the pants. It already changes the color. Let's say you wanted to have a certain color on this guy. Say you wanted to have pink pants. Different types of like hair if you wanted to. Also the hair color. So all of this stuff is already working. I just need to hook it up so the player and user is able to select all of this stuff. So if I want to have green hair, we can also do that. So you'll be able to have like all different types of hair here. Or if you didn't want to have hair, you could be bald as well, you know? So have that option as well. And also the eyes. You can change the eyes color too. Right now I have it at green, but it could be a different color if you wanted to. Let's say maybe one of the blue eyes or different all of that. So I'm using a shader to be able to do all of this stuff. Let's revert back to what I had before. Cool. So that's what I would like to do with the UI that I have in here. Have all those options. I don't have a layout for this right now, so but if we could have something working, that would be pretty sweet. So that's what I was thinking about, a color picker here, so be able to do that. So I guess we can first off, let's go to the UI for that, and we can start digging in how that's gonna look like right now. Let's see, where's my, I need my UI manager, and then we go from there. All right. So for that, that is under character menu. So we go into that scene. Then we go to inventory. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of different. I actually need to fix this too, by the way. So it's not this. This is the I think this is my second character that I had in here. That should be in splash screen, not in here. Hold on. What is my splash screen at? This is my splash screen. Canvas layer. I got a new game UI. Let's turn it off. Let's turn off this because I don't need it right now. I need, what am I looking at here? I can turn off the tile map for now. These are the button options. Oh, you know why? I know why this is not showing up right now. Because it has an animation player on it, and that messes up with the canvas modulating here. There we go. So we can work in stuff in here and figure out how we want to handle this selection in here. Low-key, it would be nice if you could tame chickens and give them hats and stuff and make them fight for you. Ooh, that's actually pretty... that would be pretty cool, actually. And completely useless in combat, but it would be funny. A chicken with a taco hat or something. That's actually, you know, that's actually clever. I was thinking of, I wasn't planning on doing it, but it was chickens from Zelda, so like the original one, where you're able to hit them many times. You can see all the chickens coming in, attacking Link. That would be something funny like that. Would be kind of sweet. So, you know, that's an option. Having taming chickens and putting hats on them. All right, so we can divide this into horizontal. I think it's H box container, and we can separate these so that way my hold on, how am I planning on doing this? I think I'm just gonna do it to this. I'm gonna ignore the other stuff in here. So we'll have a B box container. It's gonna mess up right now, but I'll fix it in a bit. And then we'll have another, what do I want in here? Maybe a vertical? A V-box layer. And then we can make sure that this is all the way through. Add some padding on here so it's not on top of this stuff. Can I move it down? Or do I need to move this down, I think, huh? I should be able to move this. Transform. Oh, that's the size. That's the left side. There we go. So we'll give it this almost, let's put 11 in here for now. I'll give it 5 on the right. Not 55, 5. Maybe give it extra padding. Just make it 10. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And then we can fix this in here and say the minimum. Can I? There we go. As long as it doesn't cross the green side, I think I'll be fine, I think. I can do that. Or maybe make it smaller. Probably a little bit too big. I think the inputs in here can be a little bit smaller, by the way. But right now, what I want to do is just making it work. And let's say, and I want to have a separation between those two. Constant separation. That's not going to show right now, but probably should have image here temporarily as color rec for now. Let's put that white, and let's change that to be. Any way to make this full? Does that have to be? Oh, it's because it's a box. Hold on. Let's put 100 for now and 100 on the Y. For now, just so I can see the separation value here. There we go. We put it at 30. And make it a little smaller because I don't want to go over that button on the side. So okay, so there we go. So we have a layout here that we can use and possibly make this a little bit bigger so it doesn't go over the play button, and we can use this space here to do all the stuff that I want. So in here I definitely can I hold on, if I put a sprite here, I don't need this color rec anymore. If I put a sprite and let's say I put assets, arts, character version 2. Let's say I want to do head. I want to know if the canvas animation still works, if the modulate is... Yes, it still works. Sweet. Ooh, cool. That's all I wanted to know. Animations, I forgot how many animations in here. Probably is 8, I think. I mean, look at my player. Let's see how many animations frames that these guys have. It has, okay, 8 and 31. 8 and 31. Cool. So then we can move this to be, for now, you know, let's put them in here. Let's actually add another, oh, I need a container. Let's put a control in here. We'll add what do I want to do here? Yeah, the control should be fine. That should be my parents. And then move that in here. Add. We can add. We'll test it. I'll make it 100. I guess we can do that until we get. I can't find a good selection for this. So we have. This is going to be guess you could say the head. We can have all this different type of bodies in here that we can need. Let me just look at player. So we have the body. Can I just copy this and move it over? Is that possible? It is possible. Alright, so I don't need this head right now. One thing I have to take account for is possibly the chance of any references happening here. I think what I need to do in here, do a material. Let's make it unique. Whoa, look at this guy. Whoa, that's cool. All right, so I made the shaders to be unique so it doesn't share, because if I were to update the shader here, it will mess up my player, and I don't want that. And I mean, this one is already a size. I don't know how big I want it to be in here. If it should be big enough for the player, the user to see, or not. That's a good question. Let's see. So then we have all these other options in here, where we mentioned earlier, the hair color, additional accessories, I guess you'd call it, for like hats, capes, and all of that. But that'd be like a later line. For time being right now, I just want to work on hair stuff. And I don't have different variations of hair at the moment, but I will eventually have that. So we have this control, and then we can add another control down below. Oh, so it takes 100, huh? I don't want to keep 100 of it though. Let's make it so it is this big, so that way anything below that would be what I wanted. So this is where all the controls is going to be at. Let's say, do I want a slider or do I want a color picker? I mean, the color picker will take a little bit longer, I guess, just because I had to take account for the mouse position, grabbing the pixel, that texture. I mean, the same thing would be for a slider though. What would be the plan here? You can start with the slider. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. This is a color picker. I need to take account for the mouse position and convert that into like texture coordinates, so that I'm able to pick that pixel, you know, that of the, or wherever the mouse is located, and be able to use that. So that might take some time. So a slider will probably be best. Let's add, what do we call it? H sliders. So yeah, I want a horizontal slider. And in this case, that's probably a little bit too big for that. There's any way to resize this? I don't want it to be that big. Yeah. Yeah, right now, just figuring out. So this slider will be able to determine what color I should be on. Should I have 3 different sliders for this, or like one for red, one for green, and one for blue? Or I think I'll just make it easier for me right now and maybe have 3 different sliders. I want to make this a little bit smaller though. So this is where I'm gonna go, with 3 different sliders for the time being. I just want to make this a little bit smaller. I wish I had more ways to figure out the size of this. Okay, so I can't make it any smaller than this, but I can make it this way. Yeah, maybe blue, yellow, and red, and also a brightness slider. That is an option. Yeah, I want to make this smaller because that feels like it's a little bit too big, but especially for having 3 sliders in here. I guess if I just leave it as big, you know what we can do? Because I was gonna have like multiple different sliders for hair, but I think what we can do here as well at the top is to have us another like drop. Can we have drop downs in here? Are there any drop down? There isn't any drop down values, you know. I was thinking of having a drop down selection so you say, hey, I want to do this for the hair, and then for the body, rather than having multiple different lists for, you know, for the top color pants, maybe you have a selection category. But I don't know if there's a drop down. Let me search. Is there a drop down for Godot drop down menu? If there is, I need to know the name of that. What is the name in Godot if there is an option for? A lot of people are mentioning the options. Is there an option? Multiple choice option. Okay, so we have to create a script for it then, I guess. So there's no like built-in. Interesting. Yeah, so you have to make one for yourself. Very interesting. I may have to come back to this, see if this one works or not. Create a quick drop down selection for these. Excuse me. Okay. And this was done in December, so it wasn't that long ago. Okay, so it looks like you have to build it yourself to create an options menu or some type of drop down. There's an option button. A button that brings it up a drop down with selectable options have been selected. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's already here. So why does someone have to build it? Maybe I misread that. But anyways, this is what I was thinking about. So we have elements in here, text, or we can have options for like hair. And where's the color? Why is there nothing in here? Or do I have to deselect it to make it? Ah, there we go. Just have to change the selected ID. So we have all these options in here that we can be that. For now, I'm just gonna put the name. So like top, hair, pants, shoes. Let's see, we have eyes, definitely. Oh, not in here. And here. Cool. So that's why we have options here in my thought process here, so that we only have 3 sliders rather than multiple sliders for a lot of things. So now I'm okay with adding multiple sliders in here, right? For now, this is just laying it out. This is not how it's gonna look like at the end. Oops. I just want to make it work first. I want to make it work first, and then we'll work on making it look better. So all of these sliders will go from 0 to 1. I won't need to make it that far. And this will decide the color. And let's make that work first, and then we can do the other stuff after. Yeah. I think that's what I want to do right now. And that will determine what I want. Okay, cool. So let's make a script for this. Or do I want to add it? I don't want to add everything to the sprite splash screen. So I definitely want to make a script for the new game panel. I'm gonna name this like avatar creation, I guess. And let's make a script for that then. Let's make a script. I don't need to do that in C++. We'll just do it in GD script. It's pretty much easier to do. Let's see. Let's create a folder. We can do it in UI, but I would like to. I don't have that many stuff in here. I'll just add a script here, and we call it avatar creator, and inherit. Oh, we can change that after. A B-box container or a control or whatever. We can inherit for control if we wanted to. We'll do control instead. So in here, if I were to strip this out of here, we have. I will need the references for all the sprites. I'm probably gonna do bar sprites array. I think for right now. I would like to do the drop down options here. Oops, I guess that goes behind it. Great, Godot. Can we make that forefront anyway? Nope, we cannot. Alright, so let's close that then, and we'll just go back to the script. And we'll put that in here. We have the options, or I don't want it to be buttons, but it'll just be avatar category. Avatar categories. And then we have all the different sliders for now. Let's just make sure we name it correctly. Red slider. Oops. Make a green slider. Yes. Bryson, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Where's the red, green, blue? And this should be like the main three, so you're able to mix two different colors or create different colors, like, right? So I don't need to have like multiple different other colors in here. So let's add the sliders, or actually, do I even need to add the sliders? I think all I want is to be able to hook up their values when they change. So value change, and we keep track of it. Maybe I do want to keep the values. I can't drag that in here. Okay, well, just leave it in here then. Where's my... Oh, you know what? I need to hook up my script to this. Let's add the script so I can attach it to it. assets, scripts, and it's a UI, and we can have avatar creator, so we can attach it, and then we can hook up the slider to that. Let's hook it up to the avatar creator here. There we go. So we got the red slider. We then have, I don't know if it does it already, but I'm just gonna be, no, wait, did not do it. I added it somewhere else. That's not what I wanted you to do. Let's disconnect that. Let's try it again. I think I'll probably have to select this. Connect. There we go. And then we can do the same thing here. Select that. Double check. We can add it. There we go. Cool. So now we have these values. I actually do want it because either I create a variable to keep track of that, or I just add the slider in here. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do in here. Do that. And then we'll have these. Let's go. If you want to, at least. What do you mean by that? Or do you mean if you're adding like the brightness slider and the yellow slider as well? Okay. So we have that. I need a way to initialize all of that stuff too. Where's it? Ready. So in here, I would like to be able to retrieve all of these body parts and initialize it correctly. Or should I have it separately? I think, or what I can do is just have a, can we create enums in here? Is that possible? To create enums in GDScript? I think it should be. I never tried it before. Since I'm still kind of new to this stuff, the GDScript. Let's do a quick research on that. And see if we can do some enums in GDScript in here. Yeah, you can use enums in GDScript. Got it. Okay, cool. So I just need to know the syntax if it's anything different. GDScript enums. I just want to know the syntax of it. Is there... Ah, there we go. Okay. So it starts out with 0, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Sweet. That's what I wanted to do. So my thought process is be able to grab all of this sprites of the array of these and have these as index. So this will be body. We have bottom. We got the shoes. We don't need arms or anything. So that's part of body. We need top. But we need the index, so I may have to just add it in here. We're not going to be using arms, but I just need it so that the top index gets set up correctly. I mean, it's not the best option to do, because if I were to rearrange all of that, that will not work. Do I need head? No, I don't need head, but I need it. Actually, I do need it to keep the index in here. And we have eyes. And facial hair. If the player has like beard or anything like that as well, it'll be nice to have some type of stuff like that. Thank you, Ryzen. Thank you for that. Let's see, how do we... Oh, we access it by the... Okay, so we can have a name here. And that's what I want too as well, so I'll be able to access it that way. So we call it avatar. Let's name it avatar for now, or Will be a good name. Avatar parts, I guess. And in here, I want to be able to access the control. We'll rename this to be the avatar. I guess we can also name it parts in here. Container. And we can only to be able to iterate through this. Let's see, for can we do in, is that possible, dot get childs in here? Would that return it in a correct array index? I'll get children. I wonder if this will return the correct array index. We'll find out. And I would like to add or append a child to it. So now we have access to, if it's hopefully it's the correct index, we'll test it out, just double check. So now that we have that, I'm able to access the sprites. I need to be able to access the categories, and whenever it updates. So let's see what signals I have in here. I have items selected. Okay. We got toggle press, button down. I'm assuming it's selected. So emitted when the current item has been changed by the user. Got it, exactly what I want. And we'll go back down. Actually, no, let's rename this. Call it avatar category. Drop down. Just so that we can name it correctly. So then this function gets named correctly. We go to avatar and add it in here. So every time it changes, we need to clear out all of the sliders in here. So I will definitely like a function here that will reset. Alright, for now I'll just put a pass for now. Every time the drop downs just get changed, I want to reset the sliders. Oops, I don't need a colon there. I guess we can do it now. Value. Is there a way to save value without no signal? Sweet. We'll reset it back to 0. So we'll do it to all the sliders. Every time the category gets changed. Let's put it green and blue. Let's see. We reset the values. We keep track of the values in here. And what do we want to do? We need to keep track. So we need to keep track of this index, because this index has all the categories that I want, right? So hair. So I may have to rearrange this so it works the same way here. The problem is, like for the arm, maybe, there's some items in here that I technically don't need. I'm wondering if, yeah, that's not gonna work. Looks like it has a tank top. Look at him. Because I don't want to add, can we add stuff to this avatar parts but not include it into the list? That's probably a little bit too much. Or you could put disabled on it. Interesting. So if I put disabled on shoes, I guess I don't know if that will work. I'm gonna have to test it out. I'm assuming if you put a here and it's disabled, it's not going to be in here. All I want is to just keep track of the index without me doing any like magic numbers in there. We'll try it out and we'll see how that works. So we'll put body first. We put bottom. Oops, that's not what I want. We put bottom, so it keeps the same index. Shoes. We put arms for now. Maybe it doesn't work in editor, or maybe it will work when you're in the game. But we'll find out. Arms, top. We'll add another one here, and that's gonna be the head, which is also gonna be disabled. I hope, or maybe it will show it, but it will be disabled. And you won't be able to click on it. Maybe that's what that means. I mean, you can change the ID here, huh? Can I update it to a different number? Ooh, you know what? That may work. That might just work. All right, well, we'll do that after. Hair, eyes, and facial hair. Eyes and facial hair. Cool. Cool. So we have all these options here. So now I'm able to I don't want to have two code things in here. Let me move this over a little bit lower. Now we have these options now. So every time it changes. Wait, do I even have the drop down slider option here? Do I even need it? I don't think I need it. I was just keeping track of that index. So we keep track of avatar part index of int. We'll set it to -1 for now, or should set it to 0. By default, it will be 0. And every time it changes, we'll go in here and keep track of that. And then we can keep track of the current sprite. Sprite to be. So we'll keep track of this sprite going by that index that I was given. I actually don't even know if I even need this. We'll keep track of it for now, but I may be removing it later. So every time we change this, we got to go to the shader and change the sprite for that shader. So we'll create a function for this, so I don't have to repeat the same thing for all three of them. Let's see. Function, change color. Change avatar color. And for right now, I'm gonna just create a vec3, or maybe I should create a vector 4. Let's say color for now. Vector 4, because I want to pass the entire color there, and I don't need to return anything. So in here, I want to be able to make sure that there's a sprite in here, and be able to get the material. Is there a way to get a material? Please tell me there's a way to get a material here. There we go. Material. We want to make sure there is a material in here, just to double check. And in here, we want to set. What's the name for this? I may have to convert this into a shader material actually. Let's create that to a shader mat. Shader material equals that. And in here, I should be able to set the parameter. And I gotta look at the shader and see what color it's gotta be. I think it's just color. And then just pass in the color. Let's look at the shader real quick and double check, or just look at the sprite material and see what is the shader parameter. Color. And double check, yep, we have color in it. So that's what I want. Cool. And in here, I want to be able to pass in a vector for, and I'm just going to pass in the color values for these. R for that value, green, and blue. Why is that? It's a float. Oh, it's a vector 4. Oh, that's right. I'll just leave that for right now. And we can just reuse that for all the other functions in there. So that was the plan, to be able to do that. And we can test it out and see if that ends up working right now. Did I do anything to this scene? Nope. I can revert that back. Well, let's test it out and see if it works. I'll just leave it like this. Let's revert this back to being empty, and we'll test it out. We'll test it out and see if it works. Oh, I removed the... I forgot that I removed the other stuff. It's fine. We'll create a new... And they keep track of everything. They didn't see bottom. Okay. Well, it does it to everything, but I might have missed something, I think. I for sure missed something. What did I miss? Let's go into it again. Let's go to the script. It's doing something. It's doing something. That should be avatar. Where's this avatar script? Regular avatar creator. I have all my sliders. I have all my sliders. So are you not going to use the value parameter in the slider change? It's not necessary because I'm actually using the slider, but that should be the same values. But I can't change it. It should already take account that these sliders already. So for this red slider value listener, this value should be the same as the one on top. Theoretically, we can test it out. We can test it out to see if it's the same. But hold on, let me just go through my script and making sure that I got this correctly. Another thing, I'm not sure if I got this. We can print out all its names for right now and see if it's iterating correctly. Let's see. Change avatar. We get the current sprite, get the material, casting it, and changing the color to that. We got the listeners. And then every time we change, we reset that back to 0, the sliders. And then we update the sprite here. So theoretically it should be working. So what did I miss here? Oh, let's try it again and see if these are printing out the correct names in the order that I want them to. So let's run it again. And we'll look at the output log right now. When we go in there. Okay, there we go. We got body. Yeah, it looks the same. Cool. So it is iterating correctly. So let's check why that was not working. We go to new. Oh, let's see. Go with hair. Yeah, like the entire body just changes completely. Oh, you know what I can also do? Hold on, I also messed up. I gotta make it so that step value is smaller. Well, test that with 0.1. Because right now it's jumping from 0 to 1 automatically. I wanted to change it so you're able to move it at smaller values. But the only question that I have is, well, why is it changing the entire body? Is there a reference? Hold on, let's go back in here again. Let's enable it. If I were to change the hair color right now in here, would it change it just for the hair? I mean, let's see, where's that? Material. And I changed the color of the hair here. Oh yeah, see, it changes it to the entire body. Okay, that's what's happening here. So what I want to do then, I thought by selecting all of it and changing it, making it unique will work, but it looks like it's not. I'm gonna have to do this individually, I guess. Make unique. Wonder if there's a way to do it all of them. I won't go. Let me make sure that that is what I need to do. So if I make this unique and I change the color, oh, there we go. Now it's only doing it to the hair. Yep, that was it. And now I lost track of where I was at. Yeah, I think I did it to this one, but make unique. We got material, which they don't remember if I did it. I might have done it already, but I was unsure. Make unique and make unique. Cool. So let's try that again and see if we can get that working once again. References, love them. So let's turn that off. And let's turn off my other stuff in here. I turned the tile map off. And the day and night cycle. And if everything's working, oh, I forgot to put my house back. There we go. Let's make a new game. If I go in here, let's say I want the hair again. Now I can change the color of it. Sweets. It looks like it's working. For that, what if I change it to the eyes? Okay. So that is somewhat working. I don't want to change the entire eyes of it. But you know, it is working. I don't have any facial hair for this guy. If I wanted to change the shoes, I can do that as well. I guess I probably will do brightness as well. Let's see, pants. Pants up. That is bottom. Let's go. Hey, it's working. It is working. Cool. Did I do the top? I don't know if I did top. I gotta change the brightness on this though. I think making the character a little bit bigger might be an idea here. Will have other options in here. Like I gotta get some default options that I would like to add in here to be able to, you know, randomly select colors, whatever it's gonna be. Another thing that I would like to do, instead of resetting these values, because every time I go to a different value, it resets it to 0, right? I think we will need to keep track of the values of our GMB in here. Am I able to retrieve colors? Hold on, let me see. Am I able to retrieve colors on the shader? Where's the script at? So I'm able to set, but can I grab values from the shader if I wanted to? Yes, you can. You can get a color here. So what I wanted to is just to get the color, right? And basically it will be a bar avatar part color. That'll be a vector 4. Will be equal that. So that's what I would like to do in here. So I actually don't need the avatar index. I thought I was gonna need it. So I'm gonna take that away. I can just use the index from this function here and reset color. The problem here, what I'll say is reset sliders, color sliders. Let's name it color sliders. Oh, I have to call here, and I want to pass in the color on top of here and be able to set it correctly. Vector 4, and here it just be R, or no, it's not R, it's just Xing GD script. Y for green and Z for blue. And what I want to do here is to retrieve what I did in here. I'm just gonna put an if statement just to be safe. Just put an if statement just to be safe. Hold on. I don't need the shader mat here at all. And I want to pass that in here. And if everything fails, actually, you know what I can do? I just can have the avatar color on top and set that. I'll just leave it as is. I'll just leave it here. So we'll then know if it actually set it correctly. And I think this should be good to go. We'll try it out and see if that ends up working. I gotta remove these print errors from there. I don't need them anymore. Let's create a new game. If I were to select a body, ooh, what did I do wrong here? Oh, you know what? The body doesn't have a shader material. That is the problemo. So I gotta keep track of all of this stuff too. Like, not everything is gonna have a material on it. And I'm surprised the body does not have one. So let's add one to the body, shall we? Let's add a shader to the body. But it does have one. Did I not access it correctly? Got an index. Am I using... It's the same shader. What is the index of the options in here that I have for the body? Body is an index 0, but it didn't have a sprite material. Very interesting. Let's go in there again. We will, or you can actually put a breakpoint there. We'll test it out and see what happened there. What time is it actually? I got time still. Time flies sometimes, you know, when you're coding and streaming at the same time. Time just flies. Oh wait, why am I going to the game? We're saying new game. Alright, so let's go to new game. Let's go to body. So what happened here? It has a value on it. So why did it crash here? Huh. It has a negative value, so it doesn't have a shader material. And even though I said if shader, interesting. Let's go back to body again. This is shader material. Is that not working? Does that not work? Be able to get a shader material? Or is it? No, it should be able to. You know what I can do as well as print. Just making sure it's actually getting the actual sprite name. Let's remove this. I don't want to post this every single time here. It's weird that it crashes on get shader parameter. Am I missing something from here? It's just a name. Or it doesn't know how to convert it to it? That why? I'll test it out and see what happens. I'm not converted, but casting it to back to 4. I'll be surprised it didn't know how to do that. Alright, that's a new game. Let's go back to body. Yep, it still crashed there. What is the name? It says body. Interesting. Interesting that this is an issue. It says unknown for shader material, even though it does have a shader material on it right here. Very strange. Why will this sprite not have a shader material, huh? What I can do is probably redo it again. Remove that and re-add it. Another thing I can do is I would love to know well, one, I have no idea why is it going in here even though we can't do that. Let me look at my... There's no additional errors popping up from my console log. No additional errors. I mean, let me look at that log correctly. I might be missing something. Let's look at that log correctly. Let's put a new game, boot body. And it says invalid cast cannot convert value to vector 4. Oh, okay. What is the initial value then? It's a vector 4. So how do you not know how to convert it to a vector 4? Hold on, let's look it up right now. Invalid cast. Not like it doesn't know what the material is. It's the invalid cast. Interesting. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see. Get color from shader. Let's put GD script here. GD script had to get a single bit of color from a texture ink. That's not what I was looking for. Now this guy just sets the value. I don't want to change it. I want to be able to get a color. This is probably not the right one either. Another thing I can do is probably just call the function here. Shader material. No, I don't want set. I want to be able to use the get. Look at documentation here. Fun, huh? Maybe this is what I want. Or maybe I just set it as var? With no type? That's how you flip it. So he does use that, but he never puts a type in there. So I'm wondering. Interesting. Hey, I want to do a color picker. If I ever do it in the future. Alright, well, you know what you can do then? What if I set it to var and then change it afterwards? Not possible. You know, let's print whatever this is into the code. Let's print this. Always print stuff. What does this print out if I were to just leave it like that? Yeah, it's weird that you can't convert it a variant to a vector 4. You can do that in C++, so why not in here? So what value? They didn't even give me output bug for that. Wondering if... Oh, you know what? I need to change it, duh. There we go. We have a value in here as a vector 4, but I'm not able to retrieve it. It'll convert it to a vector 4. That is very strange that I'm not able to do that. Very strange. The joys of programming sometimes. What was I gonna do? Let's go back to Godot, I guess. Oops. I am on Godot. What am I? I'm tripping already. So it returns the value as a vector, but I can't convert it to a vector 4 for whatever reason. So that's very strange. So what I can try to do is put a var. I just set it to C. What if I convert? Wait, what? Oh, it's an extra. Then say color equals C. Would that work? I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna work. This is very strange. I can convert it. I have the value, but I can convert it. Or cast it, I should say. No, go back when I keep going into the game. Let's go body. Nope, it doesn't want it. Does it not like it? What other okay, so if this is a variant then What other options does it give me if I were to? Does it have any other options? It doesn't. Ay. Am I really gonna go in here and say convert variant to a vector 4? Am I tripping? No, that's what I did and did not work. Let's print out this. I feel like I'm tripping today. It is early. Maybe I hydrate. I'm tripping here. I feel like I'm tripping here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a vector 4. Why is it not letting me convert it to a vector 4? Is there a way to... Hold on, I'm gonna do it anyway and see if that works. I keep trying to change it. I'm thinking going in Visual Studio, but I'm not in Visual Studio right now. I'm in here. So, what if I say .x? Would it still be able to do that? Or would it crash on me? Nope, it doesn't want it. Fun little problem. Did you try adding as vector 4? Yes, I did do that. And it doesn't want to convert it, it crashes right there. So that's what I had before and it crashes here. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't want to do it. It'll convert a variant to a vector 4. Even though it prints it correctly as a vector 4. Let's see. See, it crashes here, saying it doesn't know how to convert a value to a vector 4. Sorry, I'm tuning in and I'm doing stuff. Yeah, no worries, Ryzen. So I'm having this issue here where I'm trying to get the color on the shader, and right now it's a variant. But every time I try to convert it to a vector 4, it doesn't. It just says it can't convert to a vector 4. Invalid cast. But if I print the error, it is a vector 4. Like, let's revert it back to the print. I never had this issue before. Or I feel like I'm tripping right now. I don't know. So if I go to new game, go in here, go to body, it prints it as a vector 4, but I can't convert it to a vector 4. That's hilarious. Very strange problemo. I don't know if I'm tripping or because it's too early for me, but I'm trying to figure out what other, or maybe do I restart Godot because it's Godot tripping or something? It's Godot tripping today. It's either Godot or me. So what does it give you when you... okay, yeah, I can do that. Let's try that. Let me just... let's try that. Let's see if we can do that. And we'll just close it correctly. Well, let's try that. Let's see what it does. You can do a typo of a type string. Alright, so let's go in here. A new game, and let's change it to body. Oh, it's color. So it's not a vector 4. Interesting. Interesting. I thought you could do it as a vector 4. Fun. Okay. So that changes a lot of things then. And I thought it would convert it to a vector 4. Well, thank you so much for that, Ryzen. That definitely helped out. Very strange. I feel like I should still be able to cast it to a vector 4 if I wanted to. I felt like I was tripping today. Like, what's going on? But that's a good thing to know. I'll definitely remember that next time. Type string and type off. All right, let's go back to color. And wait, that's not where I wanted to do it on. I want to do it on here. Color, and then we do R, G, B. All right, let's run it again. It sure worked. It sure worked this time. I'll probably make a pull request to be able to convert a color to a vector 4 if I wanted to, you know. Let's go. There we go. Now if I change the color, oh, the body doesn't want to change the color for whatever reason. There we go. So trying to assign a value of vector 4 to a variable of type color. What do you mean? Don't tell me it's a vector 4 now. But it is a color this time. Interesting, interesting. So we got a different bug this time. I actually don't need this in here. Sorry, I used to change direction right now. I guess because I changed it as a vector 4 here, so it converts it to a vector 4. That's how it works. So initially, before you set any color in here in a shader, if you never set a value or set the color manually like I am in here, it's considered a vector 4. I mean a color. But once I start setting it as a vector 4 like I am in here when I change it into avatar color, it's a vector 4. So now this returns a vector 4. Okay, hold on. Let's change this to be a color instead. Wait, can I create a new color here if I wanted to? Can I just say color and would this still work? RGB. Yeah, we have a... Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I just gotta change the color on top of here. That's why it's giving me red. So let's try this. So that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go here, go to body, change the color, even though it's not changing it. I'm gonna have to figure out why it's not changing it visually. But let's change it there. We go back to shoes or something and come back. Yeah, that's what it was. That's very strange. And luckily I remember that. So initially, before you set any color to a shader, if you're setting it initially is a color type, the variant. But once you start setting it, and if you set it as a vector 4, from there on, it's considered a vector 4. So that's very strange, but good to know. Learning some stuff here today. And thank you to Ryzen for a little tip that he gave me. I'll probably be stuck in here for a bit trying to figure that out. I didn't know GD Script was doing that, so luckily I was able to think of that. But cool. So now we have something. Now I got to figure out why the body is not changing color now. So that's a different situation there. So let's go back and enable my... Let's put this guy back and let's figure out why the body is not changing color. Excuse me. Oh, the hat. Wait. Oh, no, I was about to say it has no color. Yeah, see, it's not changing color. Very interesting. Very interesting that the body is not changing the color. Oh, look at that. Wait, hold on. So who has... I'm gonna... Oh, the head. The head is its own thing. Okay, I see. Okay, so... For the body... I guess there's no such thing as a body then. Because I was thinking, but then I initially started with the body because the head and the arms were together. But now that later on I was separated them to be its own thing. So the arm is its own thing, the head is its own thing. So I actually don't even need a body. It's been a while since I even looked at this. So his head is its own thing. So I should be changing the color of the head if I want to change the skin color. Got it. So I do need the arms and the head. I don't even need the body at all. Good to know. It's been a while. I haven't looked at this at all. Alright, let's go back in there again one last time. Oh, not the last time, but all depends on time. Alright, so if I want to change the color of the arms, it should be through here though. Unless there was something else. Oh, it's disabled. Let's do... I may need to do the hair and the body. Let's re-enable them again. Let's re-enable these guys. And let's enable it here. Doing some work. Go. Alright, so we have arms already. So it's not changing color as I'm seeing it. I think another thing I can do is probably have a color here. But it all depends if I want a color picker or not. I either keep the sliders or I have a color picker in here. And I'm debating which one I want to do. But let's go back to the head. There we go. So I can change the color of the body or the skin color, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you want to be a green guy, you can be a green guy if you want. You're open and free to do what the user wants to be, right? He could be a blue guy. So you got all of this different type of variety in here now. And go to body. There's nothing in body, sadly. I thought I did. You got bottoms. I can change the color of those if I wanted to. We got shoes. Change the color of those if I wanted to. Arms, I gotta... Oh, there we go. It's working now. It wasn't working earlier. Oh, because it was disabled, huh? That's why. So now it's working. So technically the arms and the head should be the same. So I'm wondering if I should have them together, unless you want to have a different skin color for your head and different skin color for your arms. Should I let people do that? Is that okay? I mean, maybe. That's a very interesting thing to think about. Then we have the top. It can be whatever color you want. We got the head, we just did. Different hair color. If you wanted to. Eye color. We got purple, pink eyes. This guy doesn't have any facial hair. But cool. You're able to do this. This is a live stream. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer. I did got stuck in that bug. But if it wasn't for Rising, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I'll probably be stuck in that for a little bit longer. So there's additional options I would like to add here. So for the hair, I want to have an option. Maybe another person can have different type of like hair type, or maybe he wants to go bald. You know, so we have different color or different styles of hair. Have that option in here. Same thing for like the facial hair. If you want to have a beard or not. And then have additional accessories. As someone mentioned here, it would be cool if you're able to add a hat to the guy if you wanted to, or a cape. What is the one thing called where it has a monocle? I think it's called a monocle on their eye. If you want to have one of those too. Or I'm wondering if that should be something within game if you find one. So all of these options, like the hat, capes, and all of that, wondering if you're able to just find them within the game. Or maybe I give you a general one, but you can find random ones or rare ones within the game. Either for hats and capes. And all of that, but cool. And the other thing I want to think about is if I want to have a color picker here, or if I just keep the sliders. That's one thing I gotta think about right now and figure that out. So I could probably do this in the next live stream. Either I do a color picker. I gotta add some default values in here as well. Either it'll be a slider and it will be as a default one. Have an option for different hairstyles. And also whatever I did here to take account within game. So I got to keep track of all of these colors and also save it into the config. Once they press play, all these colors got to get saved into the JSON file or the save file, so it remembers it. And yeah, so here's a couple things that I need to do. So let's I think I already added it though. So we just kind of started doing an avatar creator. So I'm creating any word that needs to be a character / avatar creation for the player to use to select from. Which in this case I kind of already do. There's different. Maybe I could do to-dos in here. Am I able to add checklist here? Or I'm not able to do that anymore because I already. Anybody anywhere? Oh, there it is. Checklist. Oh, we're just to do a checklist. So what I want to do here, default values. For parts, color picker. I'm gonna put that as a question mark. I'll ask you guys and see if a color picker would be better or if a slider would be better like it is right now. Or maybe I'll implement both and see which one looks a little bit better. So I'll put a color picker with a question mark. Accessories. Like capes, hats, and etc. Right. And also not only that, but I gotta save it. Save into config. I think that's like the major things I need to do in here for this guy. Avatar creator. Avatar creator. So I guess that's what I meant with avatar manager. So that probably, these two kind of correlate with each other. But we got that in a good place. Let's go. I just gotta clean this up. So I actually don't need the body anymore. That is gone. So let's go into here real quick and change some values around here. So there's no body. Let's delete that. So I thought I was gonna need the body. So now we have bottom as being number 1 or 0 in the index. So we gotta update this back to, we got shoes, which we do take account for. We got arms, which is the 2nd in the index. Top. Got head. Hair. We got eyes. And then we got facial hair. Cool. Now we have all of this stuff. Another thing I need to also do is, since we're retrieving the first one in the index, it'd be great if we can set the sprite index. So maybe have a different functioning here. So func set sprite at index. And then we have an index here. And we'll move this over here. Let's sprite at index. We'll set this here. And the reason I did that is because I would like to set the sprite index at here. Once I set all my sprites in here, I want to set my index to be at 0. That's the default index. So we start when we open this page. And we might be good to go. We might be good to go. I don't know why I'm going into game. Let's restart that. I'm so used to doing that all the time. And so used to doing that all the time. Alright, let's go to new game. But cool. I mean, I won't know if it's actually working until I actually set something. Actually, I need to set this to 0. That's one thing. Set this by default back to 0, not 1. I'll set it as 0 by default. So it starts off with the with bottom or pants, I should say. Cool, there we go. And then we can change the bottom pants. We can change everything else. Cool, cool, cool. And another thing, I just figured out the layout for this UI here. This is definitely not final. I gotta lay it out and figure it out. But you know, we did all the stuff we did here. Actually look a lot better than what I wrote in here. So I'm glad I didn't have all those sliders like crazy here. And I went in this direction, the drop down. And then he's deciding if I want the color picker or not. Right. Cool. I think that should be it for today's stream. I don't know if Ryzen, if you heard what I said earlier with the shader parameters on these. So if you never set this parameter, this get shader parameter will always return a color. But if you ever set that color in here as the vector 4, then this becomes the vector 4. So I ended up changing it back to color instead of, because initially it was a vector 4. But other than that, we're good to go. Thank you guys for being on the stream. Thank you those that were here and be able to join me on this journey here, creating this game and working on this avatar today. I wasn't planning on working on this today, but I ended up going to a good stream today. So, and also thank you Ryzen for the tips there and for helping me out. So thank you for that. And I do go live every Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So if you guys are interested in joining, I may end up doing more in the future depending on how many people are interested in this live stream. I'm just starting to do this live stream. This is my 5th one, I think. So if a lot of people are more interested in me doing this more often, I'll definitely come in and be able to do this. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for joining, and I'll talk to you guys later. Signing out, guys. Signing out. Have a great day or a great night, depending on your time.